most of my dad's friends, most of them, I mean, they were lawyers, judges. So like I was happy with their suit and the way they used to dress. I was like, I want to be a lawyer one day. So that was what I was thinking of. But then my passion for music was started very early. When I was even in Form 1. Those my classmates at Abena College will tell you that in the classroom, like, will be all the latest songs. I used to tell them that this is what's in vogue, the dance and that kind of thing. I was like pop culture, everything. I was telling them what was in vogue as at that time. But I had no idea of entering the media space. What I was thinking of was to get into the law courts and probably. But I had issues along the line with my mathematics. I wasn't very sharp. I wasn't very, but my English, written stuff, I was excellent with the written stuff, but I had a problem with that. So
I don't know why most of us that rattle English always have issues with.
So I had to just branch off. But I used to listen to radio a lot.
Okay.
Without having any feeling of joining any radio station. But I used to listen to BBC then. They had this multi-track show then on BBC. My dad also used to listen to BBC a lot, so I would listen to the musical side. They used to do the charts on multi-track. The guy who presented it was called David Travers, as at that time, I remember. And I also used to listen to those on GBC. At that time, they had the Tommy and Forsons, Kwesiche Dakwam, James Amate, who incidentally came to train us at GBC in Accra and in Kumasi. And then I enjoyed their shows, and I loved my music. And these were the guys playing my kind of music. So I would tune in, listen to for some 2 hours, 3 hours, and enjoy it. So when stuff started becoming difficult with me getting into the kind of grade that would take me into a law school, I said, let me branch off.
Right.
And get into journalism. My mom said the same thing, that, okay, with your English, you can also... So I got in there, and because I was doing two things at the same time, my music, my passion for music used to drive me to a record shop at the Doom.
Okay.
Way back, it was called Ebony, and later it turned to Def Jam, Jay-Z's Def Jam, but we were using Def Jam then in the Doom. So I used to work with them. We had friends, so when they go out for gigs, I'll go with them, arrange the songs for them, because usually when they play the songs, when they are recording songs for people, I do the writing because I had a nice handwriting. So I was the one labeling their CDs and stuff.
How old were you by then?
Because I remember when I got into GBC, I was like 17, 18, because I was doing school and broadcasting at the same time.
Oh, so you were just in your teens?
Yeah. So I got in touch with those guys, and that was how I got to know lots of different genres of music, hip hop, R&B, then high life, even Adwa songs, even gospel songs, because the DJ will record and I'll be the one writing. So when he's playing, I'll ask the title, where a friend is saying, then I'll write, where a friend is saying, then that was how I got to. And you remember those days, it wasn't like today when we have everything on the internet. We had vinyls and CDs, and so you could see the inlays and all those things, and the pictures and everything. So it made it easier for us to identify and put stuff together. And that was how I fell in love with the music. Around that time, the rappers around that time, we had the LL Cool J's, the Cool Mo D's, Heavy D's.
We were not born by then.
So,
don't mind me.
Yeah, so I started going with them because we had the latest equipment in town, so we were invited to almost every jam session from secondary schools, tertiary institutions, everywhere. I remember one whole week we had at Unity Hall. It was excellent. I was playing with KKD. KKD was at GBC. I was now coming up.
Okay.
And then the two of us were put behind the machine. And then they had a resident DJ on campus at Unity Hall. So usually when you go there, they want the resident guy because he knows their songs better to play. So he played a bit, and then I took over. And then KKD came back. KKD was the real deal then because he was at that time on GTV and GBC.
Top guy.
I was like this small guy standing around, but it was our equipment, so I knew all the everything on the console. So when he came in, I mean, top guy comes in with his people. He made the inspection, saw equipment, and called the Unity guy and said, why have you guys bought this equipment? Because this is not the type I'm used to. This is not what I asked for. He was looking for a pitch bend. What you guys have on internet now.
Okay.
We used to have it on the console.
Okay.
But our equipment was different. So I came in there and I said, oh, we have it, but it's this way, not the one you are used to. I said, oh, wow, little boy, okay, then you have to stand here for me to do the job. When I finish, I'll go out with you. So then we became friends. So I was standing there. I was also watching him.
And he was someone you probably admired, right?
Really, he was one of my favorite guys on radio. Him and Tommy and Forsen. I mean, I used to listen to them every evening. So I was there watching everything. He was there mixing the stuff with the vinyls. It was excellent. He did that for about 2 hours. Did the hip hop R&B and then switched to high life and came back to R&B. It was on for 2 hours. So when it was getting like 10 minutes to full time, he called the Unity guy and told him, okay, this time you booked me for 2 hours, so I've done 2 hours. And that was when it occurred to me that this could be some good job. I mean, this is something I would love to do one day. So he said, okay, give me your name. When I get to Accra, my radio show, I'll mention your name on my show.
You don't say?
Yeah.
On the first meeting?
First, yeah. So I wrote my name and gave it to him.
How excited were you?
So I wrote Lovin Cee. So he said, okay, I'll do the Monday afternoon show. So listen. And we used to hang out around that time at the Doom. The young guys, the students. I mean, we used to hang out because we used to have this weekend jams at Sphinx. I don't know whether you heard about Sphinx, but it was near Poco Trading, near the roundabout. There was this white building next to, which bank is that? ABSA?
Yes.
There's a building, yeah. We used to do the student stuff at the top floor.
Yes, me who say
that was what we used to do. Yeah, if it was today, that would be like Vienna. That was the joint for the students. That was what we used to do. So that was where we used to organize rap competitions and all those things. That was where we discovered Okyeame Kwame, Lord Kenya, and the rest of them. They had no albums then, but we were doing inter-school rap competition then. And I was the main guy.